Good evening, welcome to the first ever edition of Soccer PM. I'm Chris Camara and my guest today is Jeff Sterling.
Soccer PM will cover weekly coverage of the English Premier League. Tonight we will discuss our early predictions for the title, Europe, relegation as well as our thoughts of the transfer window so far.
And as much as we love this news set, it won't last long, because a bunch of users on Stranormal not getting enough. So thanks for that.
Yes, you truly are a bunch of teabaggers. So Chris, let's start off with the transfer window so far, and there's only one team that has stolen the show so far with their amazing signings.
Hull City?
Heck, there's you such a funny cunt, but I was meaning Manchester City.
Ah yes, their spending spree had been coming, but at the same time they have brought in more quality. My only concern with them is that they have got too many strikers and surely won't satisfy them all with starts.
Their main areas now to cover our defence, which they are trying to do with trying to sign Lescott, which I think will eventually happen.
They won't challenge the top four just yet, but I believe they'll bring more competition to Villa and Everton. The other big name signings are Michael Owen going to Manchester United, which I believe may rejuvenate his career. The other big signings have been Yuri Zirkov to Chelsea and Thomas Vermaelen to Arsenal, who seem to have lost their charm and quality.
But do not underestimate Arsene Wenger. He knows what he's doing, and I believe they'll still be in the top four. But the duds of the transfer window have been Hull and Portsmouth. Hull for everyone telling them to fuck off cause they don't want to play for a shitty side, and Portsmouth because they had to sell everyone and bring in less quality to play it safe on their money. That's until the Sulaiman Al Fayem deal is completed.
It's a shame for Pompey, but that's football for you. But it is kind of funny with Hull. I mean, even Burnley have brought in players over the summer.
But then again, they could be Newcastle and just permanently fucked while under Ashley.
I believe Mike Ashley is banned from any conversation here, because it's that obvious he's a full-blown quadrispaz that can't run a club. Though feel free to leave Ashley abuse on the comments.
Now I believe we're on to our early pre-season predictions for the league.
Who is going to be the winner? Who's going to get into Europe? And who is going to be spazzers and get relegated? It really is going to be a tough call this season.
As far as relegation, my bets are on Hull, Burnley and Wolves. Hull haven't added more quality to their squad and struggled to survive near the end. They have experience on their side now, but I don't think that'll be enough to save them. Burnley, as much as I love Owen Coyle and Burnley, they won't cope with the Premier League. They need to add Premier League players to help them, but that hasn't really happened. I hope they don't end up like Derby and become utter shite that sticks. Wolves, they've got a good signing in Kevin Doyle, but will that be enough for them? I don't think so, but I see them as the third bottom side.
I agree with you on Burnley and Hull, but I see the last relegation spot contended between Wolves, Stoke, Birmingham and Portsmouth. Last season relegation was wide open near the end, but I don't think that'll be the case this season.
Now on to Europe. Was pretty much set apart from the last spot, which eventually went to Fulham. I don't really see this changing at all. I think Everton and Villa are going to stay in those top places.
Villa and Everton are the early favourites to gain a Europe spot, but don't rule out Manchester City this season. I think they'll elevate themselves in the league this season.
In one way I don't want that to happen because they have signed so many players, but then again I think they'll bring better quality football.
Now on to the main part of our episode today, who will win the Premier League. This is the best chance this season. I personally believe Liverpool will have to win the title this season. But they need all of their best players to be fit, which I believe cost them last season. Chelsea under Carlo Ancelotti will be a tough side. Their start with Scolari set them back last season. Man U will be strong as always, so I'm actually undecided who will win this season.
It'll be close and it'll be tight. But I guess there's only one way to find out, you big stupid nipple.
What's with the insult? I bring you on here as a guest of my show, and you do that.
Because you didn't mention Hartlepool at all. Plus you really are an idiot, so up yours, horse fucker.
Sadly, that's it for our first ever episode. We'll be back for week 1 of the Premier League. Take care and see you all later.